I've been sitting in this chair like all day. All right.
Uh,
Got to get Ruby in the scene. What's up?
yeah.
What's up, baby? Okay. All right. Hey, welcome to 2EpicNerds episode 2. We made it. Made it to episode
Yes.
2. That's freaking awesome.
It's always good to get to the next episode.
That's
Always good to get to the next one.
That's better than a quarter of the new shows on YouTube.
Man.
Okay, welcome to 2EpicNerds. We're 2EpicNerds, take 3 topics. We take those 3 topics, we squeeze the life out of them. We take all the juices, we make them sad. We make them sad, we put the news out there, and we talk about it. So today we have 3 specific topics, and our first topic is... Oh wait, I am AwakenbakoN.
And I am Kotetsu. But I'm sure they know that already. We don't need to. They know that already. We're going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat movie that was released this last weekend and the success of it. So, for those who haven't seen the movie yet or didn't know it was out, Mortal Kombat Reboot is now out on HBO Max, or you can go check it out in theaters right now. And they did pretty good. I think they said they beat out another movie called Demon Slayers for my anime nerds out there. You guys know the Demon Slayer movie came out, and that I think it barely beat it.
I'm surprised.
And I think because there's more people who know more about Mortal Kombat than they know about this, Demon Slayer. So I think that's my reason why Mortal Kombat beat it, just because there's more of a demographic for Mortal Kombat than there are for Demon Slayer. Which is not saying that Demon Slayer isn't bad. It's just this is just what it is.
Yeah, it's like what else came out this week?
Yeah, because I have no idea. I'm sure there's stuff that did, but I can't recollect. During this weekend, the opening weekend, the producers and the directors said, oh, and I have another tidbit for you, Wake, that you might like after. So they said that first thing they said was they had 4 movies planned and they would execute those depending on how well the movie did. Well, the movie did really well. I think they said it was the #1 grossing rated R movie of this year.
That's saying something. That is saying something. It's not saying a lot, depending on are we talking theatrical releases this year? Because there hasn't been too many.
I think it's theatrical. I think it's like the movies that came out in theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're still like theatrical movies. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I've been hearing that they're saying that it's one of the top #1 rated R movies. Not the #1 movie, but like in its rating kind of class, they're saying it's the best one that's been out so far this year.
So they're really reaching for that bronze ring, right?
I'm guessing so. Yeah. But that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of people say that. There are mixed reviews on it. Me, like I said, I thought it was great. I've seen it twice, thinking about watching it a third time.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I thought it was like, my cousin hasn't seen it, so I share screened it on Discord and we watched it and we kind of gave our take on it. But they said that if it did well, they would do a sequel. And there's been noise coming where they're saying that, all right, we have a sequel lined up. The actor for Sub-Zero, he's already signed for a second. He's ready to go to play Sub-Zero again. And we have yet to hear from everyone else who's played the roles, but for right now, we've heard that the actor for Sub-Zero, he's coming back for the second film. And a little tidbit for you, Awaken, because I know you're a wrestling fan like myself. Think like the weekend the Friday of, the Miz was like, "Oh, there's no Johnny Cage. Well, I'll be Johnny Cage." And there's a mock-up of him in Johnny Cage in his Mortal Kombat 11 look, where he has the blue, like his younger version, he has the blue jacket, he has the Johnny on his chest and the cage belt, like his full attire. People have been pushing it, and it's been like going all over the place. And like I think Ed Boon said this will be cool if Miz played Johnny Cage in the next movie. In the next movie,
because we had Cole, we didn't have Johnny Cage in this movie.
Yeah.
We had Sonya Blade. She was in there. I don't know what I thought about her. She didn't seem as badass as I wanted her to be. You know what I thought? Here's what I thought. This is my big take on the Mortal Kombat movie. I really liked it. I thought it was trying to almost tell the same story that Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion told, only Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion told it better.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then with some extra sauce on the side,
I agree.
It kind of seemed like the same story. I mean, it's the story that it's Mortal Kombat's main like intro story. It's kind of like the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero is kind of like watching, Bruce and Martha Wayne die again. It's like that's where you start. So we're there. So I don't know. There was a lot of things I wanted to see. I like the story that it told, but I guess we just have to wait. So this is good news that they're going to make this sequels, at least one more, because it feels like it definitely long-term storyline telling going on here.
Yeah, like I for my what I think about like I said, I thought it was great. I went in with a little bit of high expectations. And there's some things that I wish I would have seen. I think me and my cousin talked about it. The one thing I wished I would see more of was more of the fight scenes. I felt like Scorpion and Sub-Zero was like both at the beginning and at the end, they were more lengthy, like they had more substance to it. I think with the when Liu Kang went up against Cabal, I think that could have been fleshed out more. You saw more of Liu Kang's fighting style, not so much of these close-up spinning around camera angles, because they only do that if there's not enough, so they try to make it seem like there's something happening. And I wish we would have got more fight scene, or not more. I wish they were a lot longer. Like there was a good amount, but I just wish they were longer. Like I felt the whole Sonya with Kano, I think that was long enough. It didn't have to be any longer because it started in the main room, and then they did their little tussle and fight and stuff there. And she got him with the arm drag again, like she did in the earlier. And spoilers for everyone, spoilers. And and it moved to the hallway bathroom, went outside, and then she ended up KOing him. And I thought that was good. I wish Jax and Reiko was longer because it would have been more test of strength. You know what I mean? Like if Reiko's hammer got broken, they should have did like a nice little what is it? Like their holes, like they're both doing this and like jacking for strength. And then of course Jax, his fatality in Mortal Kombat 2, like where he does the slap like that. He does that in Mortal Kombat 2, which is kind of cool. I didn't remember that until I saw someone posted that somewhere. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That's my only thing. I wish the fights were a lot longer. People were saying they didn't have good music and and I'm just like, the music was good. It was appropriate for what it was. It was appropriate. Of course, it wasn't like this huge techno stuff, but
well, you didn't want it to be. You didn't want it to be the techno stuff from the 90s. I mean, did you? I mean, come on now. I know people are saying, "Oh, there's no catchy, get to it." Mortal Kombat, which they do like kind of mention some point in the movie, but no, but there's not. But there's workable, very decent music throughout the movie, throughout the fights that are very appropriate. That are just as catchy, But yeah,
I thought so.
But no, we don't have the. But I don't understand why people are even putting
I don't either.
Any stock into that. It's like, oh, the music isn't as awesome as the first one. Or the last one.
And I told this to somebody, and I was like, look, Mortal Kombat came out in 95. Techno was starting to get there in 90s. Techno was a thing. Raves were a thing in 95. So for them not to kind of take that element and add it to their movie would be stupid. And they did, and that's what made that movie great. But now we're in a new era where that's not the music that people listen to as much anymore. You know, if they would have put, I would, God forbid, they put EDMs in the whole movie. Like
that movie
been...
came out 26 years ago.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was cool. I liked the story. Everything just made sense. Like they didn't. Cole had a good role. They had the markings. It wasn't just when I first saw them, like no one had markings. But then when you see the movie and understand what the marking is, it makes 100. It makes so much sense. So they didn't just put stuff in there for the sake of it. Everything had a role, and that's what I appreciated about that movie so much. That it wasn't just nonsense that they thought, oh, this would be cool. They said no. It's like they said, why does everyone have these powers? Because of the marking. They don't just have them. It's the marking gives them that power. So I thought it was good. I can't wait for the second one. I think the second one's going to actually emphasize on the tournament, and it's going to be really lengthy. I'm hoping it's lengthy, so they kind of just go into everything more. You know, we're going to get Johnny Cage. I'm happy about, and yeah, I had a good time watching.
I hope it's The Miz. I hope it's The Miz. I mean, but this one didn't have Christopher Lambert as Raiden, you know, which I don't know how to take that. But it worked. It worked.
I thought it did too.
I did. I liked it. I liked it.
It was good. They definitely, it was their own. And I think people were trying to say they're trying to compare it to another movie that had its own identity. I think this Mortal Kombat has its own identity, and they tried to stick with it, with giving us little Easter eggs here and there, and they gave us the remix of the old one. But essentially, this is what it is, a reboot. So you have to take it as what they're giving. It's a reboot. So yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. I had something I was gonna say. I freaking forgot.
That's my fault.
Oh, it was good too. It was all right. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on then. NFT. What did we know about NFT 15 minutes ago?
Nothing. We knew nothing about this. We talked about this before we started recording, and he brought it up to me. I had no idea, but then once I dove into it a little bit, my mind is blown. But this isn't. I'm gonna let him talk about it.
It's a little bit nutty, right? Okay. So the original story came out that Hasbro was considering lending their license to the NFT technology to get into that marketplace with their IPs, their intellectual properties. So we were talking about that, and that was almost all I knew about it. That it was buying things in the digital space that had value because it was registered with Bitcoin, which made it like a cryptocurrency. But it was the object itself that had the value. So, and then I told this to Kotetsu, and we were like, oh, this is crazy. And he started looking up all kinds of crazy stuff. All kinds of crazy stuff about buying moments in time and owning it. And this guy bought a moment in time and for $500, and now it's worth $5,000. Like, how's that even possible? And how do you access that? How did that even, I don't understand it. And maybe because I'm old, that I don't understand the value in that. It's like, maybe I'm like that old man that didn't understand baseball cards when they first came out. I was like, they're just pictures of the players. I don't understand. But for something like that to have the value that it has, whether it goes up, it goes down. Non-fungible tokens. What does that word even mean?
I have no idea, but
fungible.
Apparently, yeah. Like when you said that, I thought it was like you said fundable or fund or something. I thought you said something that you said fungible, and I was like, and I watched the video before we did this. I didn't really pay attention to the meaning of it. I just wanted to know what this thing was. And when I learned about something, I dive deep, like really fast.
I can tell that about you.
Like I was like, what is this? Like it's very interesting. I wanted to know, and just the little bit of evidence I got, I was like, all right, let's go. So I went into this website called NBA Top Shot, and it's a website that sells NBA moments. So, but you can either get them in a pack, or you can or buy them off someone else that's selling them on the website. So say for example, Kobe Bryant's last game shot or game winning shot, right? Let's say two scenarios. Say you buy this pack, I think it comes like they say 32, and like I gotta look at it again, but there's like 3 moments in there something, and you get one of those moments that has a Kobe Bryant moment in it. It's not out yet, but let's just say a Kobe Bryant moment in there, right? And you're like, dude, this is a Kobe Bryant moment. You can either hold on to it or you can like just sell it. And anything Kobe Bryant now will just go through the roof. So if you go on this website and you sell it, you put it back on for value, you can just see your money, just your investment in that just continue to climb. Like I looked up a simple LeBron James. He took it into the paint and dunked it in and got a point, right? That moment in NBA history is selling right now for 19 grand. Like it's like digital baseball cards, but they're selling NBA moments. And I know like if they go into like if they start digitizing like legends, like Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Isaiah Thomas, they're going to be insane, you know. And to think that Hasbro is going to be doing this, is going to be dipping their toe into this, it's like, okay, now we're going to be seeing like Hasbro has their biggest one is Transformers. So we're going to be seeing like classic Transformer stuff from the TV shows to the movies. It's going to be it's an insane world that I had no idea existed. Let's just say that.
But what are we going to be buying? That's what it's like kind of like what I said earlier. It's like you're going to be able to open a pack, and in the pack is going to be what are they going to be selling? Like moments from the various TV series? Are you going to be buying a digital version of a Transformer? Or is it just specifically these moments things? You know, like this moment when, I'm just kind of wondering what they're going to be selling. You know, it's like, because they got the D&D, the Magic the Gathering. I could see the technology for that being used, because you'd buy digital decks and they'd be worth just as much as the actual decks, yada yada yada. You know, so they wouldn't have to use cardboard. Maybe that might be worth something. You know, but it just blows my mind that things that now don't actually exist, which I guess is the same way with money. You know, it's like people get paid. It's a number in the in their bank account. And I mean, how much money do you actually see of your actual paycheck? You know, I guess maybe it's kind of similar to that. You know, so everything's becoming digital and it's becoming worth something. You know, like money's worth something. I guess we'll just see how it goes. Like, what is Hasbro's? What they're going to make? Like, I don't know. I guess that's what they are.
They have Power Rangers. The Hasbro has Power Rangers now.
Oh yeah,
they're working on Power Ranger stuff. That, and they're doing the Shang-Chi figures as well. I saw that earlier today. That they have a Shang-Chi from Marvel's Shang-Chi movie that's coming up. They're doing figures as well.
Hasbro is. Yeah. So this NFT stuff, is it going to affect the figure market? You know, as people are going to start buying digital figures instead of actual figures, which that'd be kind of stupid, right? I mean,
yeah, that would. Because then
it's not the same thing.
It really isn't. Because for me, I like looking over to my left, and I'll even like do this. I like looking to my left and seeing everything I have sitting there. Right? I like that. If I want to look at my stuff, I gotta open up my computer and like gaze upon it, and like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's like looking at icons. You know, or any other picture on the internet. It's like, oh, I own that. Do you? I mean, you do, but do you? Do you care? I mean, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I'm curious to see where this goes in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't see what a further implementation of this technology would be. You know, it's like, we're buying moments in time, and you know, I'm seeing a big, maybe Tamagotchi size like wave of like everybody loves it, and then it's less than 10 years later, we're like, what? What Tamagotchi? What exactly? It's like I raised this Tamagotchi and traded it for this, and people were probably actually actually paying money for that shit at one point. But NFT technology, I guess we're gonna be buying into it a lot probably.
Yeah,
you were getting excited. You were getting excited for a minute. That's the last we'll say about it.
And it's such a huge market, and just realizing that it's just mind blowing.
Is there a surplus of people who aren't able to see those moments on YouTube, or you think there's?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
What I really want to see? It's a good thing I bought this for $5 back in 2021, so I can now watch this moment worth $5,000 million. I don't know. That's all mine to watch. My moment.
It's where it's just like, oh, I bought this moment for $500. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me go on YouTube real quick and like show you that same moment that you just bought for $500.
Yeah, and you can record that clip and you can play that clip over and over again for your entire life. It won't go up in value, but it won't cost you a damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't get it. I love it. I want to see it. I want to see how awesome it is, but I don't know. I don't know about it. Resident Evil Village demo. Resident Evil Village demo. It's Resident Evil 8, right? Can we just call it Resident Evil 8? Resident Evil 8 demo. They did have this before already, right? Didn't they have like a 1-day demo of the game?
Yeah, I think it was last week. Right around when they first announced, when they had their presentation, they said they were gonna have the demo was going to be downloadable. Or actually, no, okay, like it was like a month or two ago. They had a demo release for those who had PS5s. After that event, you can download the demo and you can play the castle level. But I think it was a one-shot thing as well, where you could play through it once and then that's it. And then they had another event talking about the demo, but they had selected dates where you can go back and play each one, and then soon we'll be able to play both of them for a certain amount of time before they reach. It's a weird thing. I don't get why they did that. I would just wish they would just say, hey, here's the demo, have at it, and then just like let everyone just play, instead of like, hey, you get to play here for this and here for this, and it's just like, really, like, what is this, an online beta test? Like, what are you guys trying to
probably were a little bit. So the final, what they're saying is the final demo, so it's probably as close as we're going to get to the finished product. Was going to be a 1-day demo, but now they're putting out for a whole week, May 1st through May 9th.
Okay, that's like right around the release date, isn't it?
It gets released on the 7th, so there's a 2-day overlap that you can access the demo.
Okay.
And buy the game at the same time. Wonder why they're doing that.
Whatever happened to just releasing a demo and just releasing a demo? What happened to those days? What happened to the days where you just get a demo and just enjoy it until the game came out?
No, not for you.
What happened to those?
No,
I miss those days.
They're doing the same thing. They did the same thing with most notably for me anyway, Back 4 Blood. They had a demo for that for a weekend or two. That game comes out pretty soon, though. I'm super excited about that.
Like, I get online betas where they're trying to test the connectivity and stuff like that. But if it's just a straight up single player demo, like, just let people have it. Like quit playing with people.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It does. That's true.
Like,
That's true.
Making these one shot, because they did it. The first time I've ever seen that was Resident Evil 2. I was like, what's a one shot demo? So I played through Resident Evil 2 and I finished that demo, and it said, thank you for playing. Cool, I'm going to play it again. And I go back and it said, sorry, you already played your one time. I'm like, that's what it means?
Yep.
So I was like, I want to play it more though. So I downloaded it on another account and I downloaded it on my PC so I can play it as much as because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Resident Evil 2. I didn't finish it yet, but I did enjoy the demo.
Because didn't they like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, and that was it. Like you just had 30 minutes and it was it. I'm like, yo, just make a demo that lets us go to a certain point and then that's it. And just let us keep playing it because, it's
Well,
you're
this
giving us something to a little taste before you give us the main course that comes out whenever the game comes out.
yeah, I don't know why they are doing it that way. Or
I think it's weird, like why they did that instead of just say. I get the first time, like limited time demo, but then like, 'cause I remember my cousin when I got my 5, he was like, "Yo, you can play the Resident Evil demo," and I was like, "Yeah, cool," but I couldn't find it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I just can't find it," and I realized it was only during that time frame that you can play it before you couldn't play it again. And I was like, that kind of sucks.
yeah, are you gonna play the 1st to the 9th? Are you gonna pick it up since you got a
Yeah,
PS5?
yeah, I'm gonna try it out. It looks fun.
It's only coming out
And
on for PlayStation, isn't it?
no, it's actually it's on other platforms too.
It's coming out obviously on Steam, right? Same day.
Yeah, I think it is. It's coming out on Steam. I think I'm actually going to check that out real quick. But yeah, I thought it was multi-platform. But I think the demos are only exclusive to the PlayStation.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. So yeah, we're good. It's coming out for Steam, but the demos are only exclusive to PlayStation, just because they pay that extra money. Of course.
And the demo that's coming out on the 1st through the 9th, the final demo includes Castle Demescu, which is the home to the giant vampire lady that we all know and love and know nothing about.
You see the memes, man. You
So,
see the memes. When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is." I was like, "Why did you guys give us this lady?" I was like, "Why did you put this lady?" Because now we're just gonna get memes just all over. Now the memes are just gonna come flooding in, and they did.
They loved it. They loved this
Yeah,
lady. It's
they
7 foot
definitely
tall,
did.
crazy looking. I don't know. I didn't even see proof that she's a vampire. They've just told me that.
Yeah,
And
I heard some. I think it was just what she referenced. She said something in her dialogue in one of the first trailers, but yeah, I didn't see. It would make sense, but yeah, like proof of some kind of attribute that you're a vampire would be.
okay, so in the
Yeah.
preview, we saw that they called a group of them lichens. So we're
Yeah, I
dealing
remember
with vampires versus werewolves. We're dealing with the storyline for the underworld.
Yep.
Is what it's starting to look like. By the way,
Yep.
I'm not happy about that, and I think that's what Chris has. I think he's a werewolf.
I think it's a lichen. Yeah, because they keep teasing it where like they keep doing this. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say my theory is I think Chris is a lichen because they keep doing this half face is Chris and half of it is like this werewolf. And I'm like, yo, that would be cool because I can kind of see Chris pulling a Van Helsing thing at the end of Van Helsing where he turned into a werewolf and doing that whole transformation and coming at you.
Yeah,
I can see that like towards the end.
so
Like you see him transform. That would be pretty cool.
have we taken zombies out of Resident Evil like totally now?
Yeah, and I think we've had this conversation where we were like, Capcom is trying to keep their name Resident Evil, but they're trying to do something different because everyone is doing zombies, and I think they could have still pulled it off.
They can. Okay, yes, we did talk about how zombies are overdone. They are what the ninja was back in the 80s. It is an overdone trope, but the ones who grandfathered it in to the mainstream, they should be able to grandfather them in, and like the Resident Evil is the last video game that needs to lose zombies. Do we need more video games with zombies in them? No, but should
Absolutely not.
that should at least be a part of it. I'm sure maybe they are. Maybe they're trying to change what we define as like, they're just such good fodder, man.
It really is.
It's like
it sells.
It does.
It sells. Anything Resident Evil, you're just like, oh, sweet zombies. And I think they did it. They gave new life to 2 and 3, and it kind of defined what their zombies were. Like they're not the zombies that go down in 2 or 3 shots. Like you gotta, even with headshots. Like, I remember playing Resident Evil 2. I'm like, oh, cool, headshot. He kept coming at me. I'm like, hold on. No, and I'm like, why are you not going down in this freaking headshot?
Right. And they're also the game that, in my opinion, is best at like, okay, you've dropped a zombie, you're about to walk past it. Oh, it's still alive. It grabs you. You know, like other
Yeah,
games
I
try to
like
do
that.
that, but I feel like they do it better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Still to this day, depending on who makes the game, we've gotten some shit Resident Evil games, you know, for definite.
I think you mentioned that we had some horrible Resident Evil games,
We
and I
do. We
think
do
you were
have
gonna
some
go off.
horrible Resident Evil games. We do. We
I
do. We
think you were
do.
going off that.
But we've had some really good ones. Okay, we've had some really bad ones like Operation Umbrella, Survivor, stuff like that. We've also had some
Mhm.
really good ones.
I feel like, and I think a lot of people would agree. I feel like Village just takes, and I've heard this, and that makes sense. Like they kind of take a little bit of the Resident Evil 4 formula, where it's like everyone's just kind of
Yeah,
deranged and crazy.
that's what I was bringing up. Resident Evil 4 was the first one that like we didn't have really any zombies in Resident Evil 4, did we?
Mhm.
They were
No,
all the
it was,
villagers and they had the parasites.
yeah, like there was something wrong with them. But you brought up a good point too, where you're like, the village is what's doing this to everyone. So it kind of, it kind of gives that mystery of why the village is the that entity, and if that's going to be like the main story of Ethan and why he's trying to figure out what's going on. But we got to see when the game comes out. We'll definitely know.
Yeah,
And
Ethan, and it's Ethan. Ethan is our main character. They say it 5,000 times in the trailer, for whatever reason. That was the guy from the seventh one, right? The dude that you
hmm
played as. Okay, I don't
hmm
know him. I haven't technically played that game. Played it. I have it, and I need to play it, and it's on Game Pass.
hmm
But I just haven't actually played it yet. I don't know why. I don't know why.
yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
didn't
the
play it either, but I sat through my cousin playing it, and
oh
what we say was like, it wasn't much. It was more of just solving puzzles and running into a few enemies, but it wasn't like every corner you turned there was somebody. It was more of like every like half hour there were some creepy moments, but it wasn't like, like Resident Evil, where like you turn a corner, there's like one zombie there, but then if you double back and go here, there's like three other zombies coming out there. You're like, crap, I gotta take this one out to go this way. It wasn't like that. It was just like you're in this creepy house. You had a couple of enemies. Mainly, you had to face the bosses, like the main people in the house, and then that's really it.
other than that, it was just like a walking simulator kind of a deal.
Kind of felt that way, yeah. Kind of felt
Okay.
that way, but I think I'm hoping 8 kind of changes that formula.
It was the first one that I was aware of that didn't end in a like a secret lab, like
That's right.
you always start out in this like kind of spooky location in all the games, and then eventually work your way down to some high tech lab that just happens to have mutants and
Yeah.
zombies floating around it. I always thought it kind of took
Mhm.
away from the horror of it, to keep it all, in the upstairs mansion. We don't have to come
Yeah.
downstairs to the hive, because that,
Yeah, exactly.
it gets kind of.
That's actually true. That's
Yeah,
true.
think about every one of them. Well, they all start in the city or in some
That's
uh,
true.
spooky place, and then they wind up down into some high tech lab, and that's where the game ends.
That's so true.
But it was the first one to kind of veer away from that, so I'm kind of glad. I think even in
Yeah.
like 4, I know in 5 and 6 was all like
Yeah.
sci-fi
6
adventure.
yeah, 6 was definitely that. When you play Leon and, forgot the other chick's name, yeah, I forgot her name. Yeah, you go to,
Uh,
I
Claire.
forgot her name. Yeah, Claire. No, that's Claire Redfield, the other, like, the chick who you're with, where
Oh, the
in 6
president's daughter. No way.
in 6. I forgot her name, but, I forgot her name,
No,
but,
she was with
yeah, you're
somebody
in this,
else.
yeah, you're, like, in this lab, and then when you play with Red Chris, you end up in this underground thing, and then, of course, you play with Jake, you're on, yeah, it's all, like, this weird lab where everything started.
Yeah, it is kind of neat
That's
how they
true.
go through the 4 different like storylines in that game. So like
Mhm.
6, you could be what they had Leon and somebody, Chris and somebody, like four different
Jake.
scenarios you could go through.
Oh, yeah, it was, like, Jake and Sherry, and then it was Ada.
And Ada was with Chunk or something like one of the
Hunk, yeah.
Hunk. Yeah,
Yeah, like, yeah, if you did multiplayer, I think you're by yourself when you do single player, but when you're doing like two people, then Hunk, you play it. The second player plays as Hunk. That's right.
Yeah, only with Ada's thing, because all the other one they all have their pair. Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. So, are you going to buy Resident Evil 5 or 8? 8? What the hell?
I was like, I do have it.
What year is this?
Yeah.
You know, they broke the mold with 7. 6, they went to kind of a definite sci-fi adventure, you know, kind of thing going on, losing a lot of the shock horror, the survival horror aspect of it at all. So I don't want to go into 8, you know, thinking that, you know, we're taking out, now we're vampires and werewolves. You know,
it's like, okay, you guys just threw your whole playbook out the window.
Yeah, I'm expecting the worst, so I won't. Maybe it'll be better than that. It won't be all about that, but that's what it's kind of looking like.
Because he's already like made out as this like villain.
Yeah, that's what you see in the trailer anyway. Surely not, though.
So
surely not.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, maybe. I will check it out when I can. But you let me know how the demo goes.
I will.
Well, that is it. That is it for today. This is episode 2.
Thank you guys for showing up.